us now is Lori Tate, the editor, and Sharon Simpson, the publisher of Lake Norman Currents magazine, which is a beautiful magazine focusing on the local area. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Lake Norman Currents magazine is celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and I think a lot of viewers would ask the question, why would you launch a magazine or a new magazine in this economy? So, what were you thinking?
Why indeed?
Well, we get that question actually quite often, and the answer is pretty simple. When we began planning the magazine, the economy was fairly stable at that point, and it was about the time we began to launch that the economy decided to take such a turn. But the reality is that we've been very pleasantly surprised and very grateful for the support that we've gotten from the local business community and from our readers who support the advertisers who support the magazine. So I've kind of adopted the philosophy of, you know, if we can make it through the tough times, we'll be rewarded in the good times. And so overall, it was the right decision to make, no matter what the economy.
What's your overall philosophy or the mission that's underlying the magazine? What are you trying to accomplish with each issue?
I think we really try to highlight this area, and what I mean by that is that this is such a dynamic place to live. There's so many different kinds of people, there's so many different things to do here, and we try to capture all that in our pages. And you know, you can live here and be a lake person, you can live here and be a golfer, you can live here and be an academic, you can do all these kinds of things, and I think that's really unusual to find a place where you can do all that. And we really try to hone in on those people and individuals that are really doing something interesting in the area, making the area a better place, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not hard to find content because there is so much going on.
Exactly, it's a pretty easy job.
I'm actually grabbing a couple of your magazines because what I think about when I think about Currents, and I think what has made you stand out in a lot of people's minds, is your covers.
Oh, thanks.
Your covers are just gorgeous, and I've got a couple issues here. These are the last two, the dog and then the flower. And so tell us a little bit about the photography and the covers, and I guess there's been an award as well.
Right. We're really lucky to have a stable of photographers that do great work. We have a man named Glenn Robertson, we have Trent Pitts, we also have a new photographer, Craig Reynolds, and they do really good work for us. Our creative director is Larry Pressler with Spark Publications, and he is amazing. One example would be our August issue where we focused on Steele's Arena in Cabarrus County, which is a rodeo. And the photographer took some great shots, and he just took this random shot of a boot. And our creative director looked at that, honed in on this boot, and it turned into this beautiful cover. Even the photographer was surprised how great this picture was
They're just amazing
as a
pictures.
cover. And we try to just you know, hone in on the details in the cover to just make a statement.
Well, each one could be framed. I mean, I look at every cover and that could be a piece of art on somebody's wall.
Well, you know, it's interesting because, you know, when we come into this market and there is, you know, some pretty hefty competition, we look for what's going to make our magazine stand out, what's going to make someone go to the rack and pick it up. And obviously it's always the cover. So we know that that's an important piece, and we're so lucky because our creative director knows that and just has surprised us every month.
Well, now everybody's looking for the next cover.
Well,
What do you like the most about running the magazine? Is it, I mean, I know you probably get to meet all kinds of interesting people, and what's rewarding about it?
For me, what I enjoy most is because all of us live and we work here, and so when I'm in the grocery store or having dinner or at church, to have people come up to me and say, I just got to tell you that I love your magazine, or I loved what you did on the story of whatever, or I can't wait till the next issue comes out. And as publisher, another piece of that is also to have advertisers call and say, wow, I ran that ad and I can't believe how many people read your magazine and the response that I got. So it helps you to know that whatever it is that you're doing it right, and it's worth it.
Do you have a favorite story that you've done or something that stands out?
Well, back to the rodeo. That story was, I did not write that story. Mike Savicki, one of our writers, wrote it. He did a great job with it. Trent Pitts shot it. And it was a great story, and it was great photography. And what it was, it's just across the Cabarrus County line. A lot of people from the lake area go to the rodeo. But this was looking at the rodeo in even just a really different kind of way, kind of the, you know, what goes on, all those kinds of things backstage and that. And I think that's one of the things we try to do is look at things maybe people do know, but bring an interesting take to it.
Right.
And that was one. One of my personal favorite stories was I got to interview George Winston. And when he came to Davidson, and I'm a huge fan, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You do. You have some very unique stories, and we've actually we've partnered on a couple stories with you and interviewed the stories that you've brought on in the Grass Creek Gardens and the Bring Your Dog to Work. So you do. You come up with some very creative, interesting stories that do, again, like with the cover, set it apart from other magazines.
Right.
How do you keep in touch with all the changes that are going on in the area and the new businesses? Because I know you do a lot of stories on things that are new to the area, new businesses that are opening, different spins on things.
I think one of the easiest ways to do that is to live here.
Yeah.
You know, I live here, I shop here, I work here, and so I see the signs go up when something's new and that kind of thing. I look at your website.
Thank you.
And I go to all the town's websites pretty much in the area and just look at what's going on. And then I also have a reader board where I've selected people from the area from different walks of life, and I'll email them and say, what's your take on this? What do you know about this? And that's worked really well. That was very helpful with the shop dogs.
Yeah.
Now, is this your background? Did you both have publishing and editing backgrounds, or?
I have always been in the publishing
always,
business. I've been in the publishing business 32 years.
Wow.
Locally, published a magazine for 21 years here at Lake Norman. So it's pretty much all I've ever done.
So you're very ingrained in the community
Yes.
too, then. You've
Yes.
been here a long time, seen a lot of change.
Yes.
I was a journalism major, and I was an editor at a couple other magazines in the area, and I'm a freelancer as well, so I've written for national and regional publications, and I've been in the business 12 years.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the viewers or about Currents Magazine or about your venture? And congratulations again.
Well,
on the 1
thank
year.
you. I think as the publisher and part of the community, for me, it's important that our readers and our advertisers know that we are so thankful. It just seems like yesterday when we were launching the magazine, and here it is a year. And in probably the worst economy we've ever been in, to be able to sit here a year from now and say, we're ready for the next year, and we're looking forward to it. It's a huge accomplishment, and we could not have done it without the support of this community. We've been very fortunate. As Lori mentioned, we won the Apex Award, which is a national award, and that was our third magazine that we had published, which was huge. And we have also now been chosen by the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce to produce their official Newcomers Guide. We were chosen by the Lake Norman Home Builders Association to do a quarterly section for them on their progress, their awards. So, we're just looking forward to more partnerships, more great covers, and just another great year. So, and we appreciate you guys working with us and taking
We've had a lot of
time.
fun working on that feature each month. Coming out in November is going to be beer specials, and the wine special, which is in this month's October issue, came out very nice, and that's been very fun. It's been great working with both of you too, and you can actually get the past editions online too. You've got a great website.
Absolutely, go to
that
our
you can go back.
website.
So what's the website address?
LNCurrents.com.
LNCurrents.com.
Okay, and you can see previous issues. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
thanks.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much.
Thank you.